If you're looking for signs that you have an anxious attachment style, take a walk with me. I want you to know that your attachment style isn't a permanent state of being, meaning it was never meant to be a label that you carry with you for the rest of your life. When you first learn about attachment styles, it can feel overwhelming as you take in all the books, videos, and podcasts. But there's also a sigh of relief when you start putting language to your past experiences. You shift from using the language that you had at the time, so whatever age that you were, to using the adult language that you have today to describe that experience. And that should feel empowering, but you'll find yourself mourning past versions of yourself as well, thinking how different things could have been if you knew about this then. The problem is, this is where a lot of people just stop. They get the book Attached by Amir Levine, and they think that's enough, so they send it priority mail to all their family members and all the people they've ever dated in their lifetime. Hey, look everybody, you need to fix yourselves. What people seem to forget, or at least they don't acknowledge, is that the author in a later interview said that if he were to write the book today, he'd be more empathetic to the avoidant. And right about now, you're feeling the defensiveness well up inside of you because it starts to impact the narrative that you've created. And in reality, this should also feel empowering because we're recognizing that information does change over time. The question is, are we so locked into our way of thinking that we can't adapt when we take in that new information? I know, right now you're thinking, Jason, shut up. You can't tell everybody that they can earn a secure attachment style. That's bad for business. Don't worry, even anecdotally, you can tell that people aren't becoming more secure. There's always going to be new people seeking out this information and wanting to learn how they integrate themselves into relationships. Of course, that includes the relationship that you have with yourself as you begin to know, like, and trust yourself. So what are some of the signs that you might have an anxious attachment style? Number one, you pre-qualify dates before you even go on them. That is not a bad thing. That is doing your due diligence. Problem is, you then take that information, create a narrative, and think, oh my gosh, this person is amazing, when they're still a stranger. You don't know them yet. Number two, you ask yourself, do they like me more than do I like them? After all, you have a fear of abandonment, so you'll do everything in your power to avoid that happening. That includes putting that person up on a pedestal and abandoning yourself. Number three, texting feels like love and connection. Believe it or not, there was a time in the not too distant past where you actually had to think about the person and you didn't have 24/7 connection with them across platforms. You couldn't demand or expect a text back because it didn't exist yet. The question becomes, is the problem with the relationship or the relationship you have with your devices? You're sitting there jonesing for the next text message and it has nothing to do with the other person and everything to do with the way that that text makes you feel. You have to recognize that the majority of the text messages that you receive are generally neutral, and you provide the meaning for those text messages based off of how you feel in this moment. And when you don't have enough information, you'll find yourself filling in the gaps with past information from other people. When my last significant other said this is what they meant. So we assume that that's what this person means as well, but it might not be true. Number four, you get angry when people don't text back fast enough. You have an expectation that they should just check in on you, but did you ever ask them to do that? You will never get the things that you desire unless you are willing to ask for them. You might be thinking, yeah, at least one of my parents seemed like they could always read my mind. A lot of times that's just because they did things for you. They didn't allow you to go out into the world and for you to do those things for yourself. You carry with you this expectation that the people that you meet in life should be able to do the same thing for you, but you find out that you get really disappointed really quickly when they can't. Number five, you think love is difficult and it needs to be fought for. If you don't earn it, you don't want it. So when you find somebody who is securely attached, you're turned off by it. It's not attractive. After all, anything worth having shouldn't be easy. Number six, you push for clarity when the other person needs space. And number seven, you love love, which on the face of it isn't a bad thing, but what you have more often than not is attachment and not love. I made a video on the 8 types of love. You should probably go check that out. If you're looking for more on this topic, be sure to check out the Blueprint Podcast. You know where to go.